And I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone too. And then when you guys need to ask questions, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Nicole Martin. I'm so excited to kick us off tonight and share a little bit with you about what it is that we do, a little bit about Rodan Fields. Just is going to be super casual. Would love to answer your questions. If you guys want to just watch and listen anonymously, that is totally fine, but this is a welcome and open space. There are no dumb questions. We are open books. We will share everything with you, the good, the bad. No, I'm just kidding. But we really are open books, and so there is no question that we'll go and answer. We'd love to answer everything for you. So I'll go ahead and jump right in, and then we're going to hear from 3 consultants tonight who are just going to share a little bit as well. But I have been with Rodan Fields for 3 years. I'm a mom. I have 3 little ones, and I'm actually a homeschooling mom. And I was homeschooling before quarantine started, so I'm an original homeschooler, homeschooling mom. But Rodan Fields is what allows me to be home with my kids. So before having kids, I was a teacher, and I loved teaching. But after having kids, I really wanted to be home with them. And my husband's income wasn't enough just to cover our bills. We were not extravagant spenders, but you just need to cover our mortgage, car payment, and groceries. But we needed 2 incomes to survive. And after having 3 kids, though, childcare is really expensive, and we couldn't afford for me to go to work, but we couldn't afford for me not to work. So we were kind of stuck. I had a lot of friends from college that were selling Rodan Fields, and I remember just watching them like a hawk on social media. I remember watching them just do incredible things with this business. They were having so much fun. They were retiring from their full-time jobs. They were getting free trips and free gifts and getting free white Lexuses from the company. And I remember watching them, wishing that it was something that I could do, wishing so badly I could do something like this. But I remember thinking I would never be good at something like this. I'm not good at social media. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know anything about skincare. I have no time on my plate. At the time, I had an infant, a 2-year-old, and a 4-year-old. I had no extra time, and I didn't think I'd be any good at it. Everyone that I knew was already selling it. I literally had every hesitation in the book. I like to joke that I feel like I had the odds stacked against me to be successful in this business. But I had been watching my friends for so long that I knew I would always wonder if I didn't give it a shot. And we really needed income. So I was like, well, what's the worst that can happen? I'll try, see if I can make some extra income. If not, like, no harm, no foul. So I jumped in 3 years ago. I know it sounds so cheesy, but I'm so, so thankful that I did. It completely changed my family's life. I very quickly started earning a full-time income while home with the kids. I was making 4 figures a month in my 4th month of business, and in a year and a half, I had tripled my previous teaching salary. And I say all that because that's what's possible with this business, first of all. Second of all, if I can do this, anybody can do it. Truly, truly, truly. And that's why I share that, because I had no qualifications to be good at something like this. So truly, if I can do this, anybody can. I had researched a lot of stuff before joining Rodan Fields. I had looked at some other companies. I had other friends that were doing different things. So I kind of looked around at everything. And I'm not a numbers person. I will be the first to admit that I'm not a numbers person. But looking at the numbers, breaking that down, and just, kind of having that common sense. Again, I'm not a mathematician. Rodan Fields had the best business model. And I don't say that, I know I have a biased opinion, but truly looking around at everything else, we truly have the best business model. We make a very high percentage of commission off of our customer sales. And then the brand, knowing that it was founded by the same 2 doctors that created Proactiv, knowing that we are the #1 skincare brand. And looking at saturation as well, there's only 33% of awareness of Rodan Fields in the United States. So if you were to ask 10 people if they had ever heard of Rodan Fields before, only 3 people would say that they had. The fact that it's a consumable product. Our products are washed down the sink every single morning, every single night. We are the #1 skincare brand, so our products work. So guess what? When our customers run out, they reorder more. So it's very sustainable in that aspect. I have customers that reorder from me consistently every 2 months, that have been ordering from me from the past 3 years. And I continue to get new customers every single month as well, because everyone I know has skin, which is nice. So it is something that's very sustainable. It adds up to substantial income. And the fact, all of those things that we have going for us just set me up for success for this business. So again, I will say, if I can do this, anybody can. So I am so excited to introduce 3 consultants who are going to share a little bit about their story as well. And then we can talk about some cash bonuses and amazing things we have going on right now. But first, we have Erica Laudenbach. Erica, can you wave to us? Erica, can you just tell us, just really quickly, why you joined Rodan & Fields and what it's done for you now?
Yeah, so I joined Rodan & Fields a little more than a year and a half ago. And it came to me at a perfect time in my life, I feel like. I had a newborn and a 2-year-old. And I had like this side business of making baby toddler clothes on Etsy. I did boutiques and all that. But the more successful it got, the more I had to produce, which was getting really hard. You're doing your own fulfillment, you're stocking your own inventory, which you don't have to do with Rodan & Fields. A friend of mine, we were at a mutual birthday party for a friend, and I saw a little travel size Rodan & Fields regimen, and I literally approached her. I was desperate, guys. I needed something. I was feeling very like frustrated, unfulfilled, like I needed something else going. Aside from being the stay-at-home mom, as wonderful as that is. And also, I wanted to send my kids to this preschool nearby. It was a private school, and we really didn't budget for it. So I was like, if Rodan & Fields can pay that tuition every month, like that'd be worth it to me. And that was kind of like my small goal. And within my first full month of business, it did pay for preschool, which was amazing. So I've never looked back. It's been an amazing decision. And I never tried the product before either. Like I said, I was really ready. I knew everything Nicole said though. I knew that the doctors were credible. I knew that it was a #1 skincare brand. And I knew I was going to try these products for myself with the business kit. I signed up on the top business kit. I got that money back within 2 months. But I also knew if I tried the product and I hated it and I didn't like the business, maybe it was too much for me, at that time. I had a newborn. I knew I had 60 days to get my money back and try it again. And that was huge for me. So it's been great. And I was able to work it from my phone, which was amazing because I was basically breastfeeding full time. So making money from my phone was great. No sales required. I was like sharing stuff on Instagram anyway that I wasn't getting commission for. So this was really a good fit for me during that time. Oh, you're on mute, Nicole.
I'm muted. Okay. Thank you, Erica. I love that. I love hearing like your different perspective and your goal of being able to pay for private school. I love that so much. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to hand it over to Kristen Scott. Kristen, can you wave to us and just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you joined Rodan & Fields?
Okay, I live in Manteca. Nicole and I go to the same church. So when Nicole started selling Rodan & Fields, I was like, sure, I will buy the product. I'll try the product. Who doesn't need eye cream? Especially, I was 40 something then. I'm still 40 something now, but 40 something then. And I was like, yeah, I'll try the eye cream. Well, I ended up getting a whole regimen. Don't even know how, but I was convinced I was going to return it in 60 days because I probably didn't need it. Like who needs all that? Anyways, in 60 days, my skin looked completely different. I was blown away. I used the products for 9 months. Over that time, my daughter got married and moved to Missouri, and then my son decided he was going to buy his first house and move out. So within 3 months of each other, we were empty nesters. That wasn't supposed to happen that way. Like, that's why we had them 3 years apart. So yeah, no. Anyways, I was like, I have no friends. I have job. I have a full-time job as a full-time teacher. I just didn't know. I was like, Nicole, is there fun things to do with this, or is you just like sell stuff? Because I'm not good at selling stuff, but I would like to go do fun things. And she's like, oh my gosh, there's the community is great. You'll love all the people. Just try it. If you don't like it, you get your money back in 60 days. I'm like, all right, where do I sign up? Literally, I was in the church parking lot waiting for my husband to get done because he works for the church. He didn't know I was signing up. He found out the next day on Facebook when she announced that I was selling Rodeo Fields. He's like, so you're doing what Nicole's doing? And I'm like, we're going to see, but within, like, really all I wanted was a couple $100 extra a month so I could buy plane tickets to go see my daughter. Get all emotional, so won't even talk about that. Anyways, within 4 months, I was matching my teaching pay. Now, it's a private school, so don't like get all excited that it's like this astronomical amount of money, because even if you teach in the public school, teachers don't get paid near enough. But in saying that, I've been able to bring Emma and her husband to California when we wanted. We've been able to go to Missouri. We went this last month. I'm going next Thursday. It's just been a huge blessing for our family. And then when our school closed and decided that it really wasn't, too many charter schools were opening up. Long story short, I didn't have a job. I was like, I have no stress because I have Rodan and Fields to fall back on. And now I'm able to teach voice lessons. I'm the vocal director at our community theater. I teach vocal classes at our creative art studios. So God allowed me to do a lot of the fun things that I love to do. So in that, having Rodan and Fields as that extra income has been such a huge blessing. So if anybody has any questions about that, I would be happy. I was a user before I was a seller. So it wasn't like, I loved the stuff and I was telling people about it. I was sending people to Nicole all the time. And finally she was like, you need to just like put that in your paycheck. And I was like, well, all right, let's see what happens. Anyways, through 2.5 years later, I love it. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Kristen. I love your story too. I love just a different perspective. That's awesome. And I love how quickly you were able to match your full-time salary. I think that's amazing. Okay, last we have Elise Hodges. Elise, can you go ahead and share with us a little bit about why you joined Rodan Fields?
Yeah, so my name is Elise. I live in Northern Virginia. We're about 30 minutes outside of Washington, D.C. I have 3 boys under 4, so they keep me really busy. But I joined Rodan Fields almost 2 years ago now, and it was not something that I was thinking about. It wasn't something that was on my mind. My family just was in a financial crisis. About 6 months before I joined, I'd quit my job. I was in healthcare for over 10 years. I loved it so much, but we were expecting our second, and I just wanted to be home with them. I didn't want to miss out on their little years. And my husband's a pastor and very involved in our church and ministry. And I didn't want to miss out on the things that he was doing. And I just wanted to be more available. So I'd quit my job, and fast forward 6 months, we realized there is no way that we can live off of his one income. We live in the wealthiest county in the United States, and a pastor's income just wasn't enough. And we really went back and forth whether I was going to go back to work or just trying to figure out a solution. And none of it just seemed to really make sense because I felt like I would just be working to pay for childcare. And so in this moment, I remember very vividly just sitting on the couch, just crying because we just didn't know what to do. I remembered Kristen, who just spoke a minute ago, and I had watched her for a long time. And like I said, I had never even considered doing this. It wasn't something I ever thought about. I just watched her because I really enjoyed watching her. She's fun and bubbly. And I saw that she was making an income within her really busy schedule. And she was earning prizes. And she just looked like she was having a lot of fun. And I saw the before and after, so I knew that it was something that I really wanted to try. I had never tried the products before I joined the business. And so I very hesitantly sent her a message and I said, hey, could you give me a call? She just filled me in on everything. She just let me ask questions. And I joined, I think it was the next day or 2 days later. And I was terrified. I was terrified because I had no idea what I was doing. I honestly, I didn't want to be seen as that friend who was just trying to push things on people and sell things. And I didn't want to be that girl to my friends and to my family. I was worried that I wouldn't really make any money, to be honest. I told Kristen in the beginning, I'm like, if I make $200, I would be surprised. And truth be told, I've far surpassed that. And I no longer worry about really being that girl because I just show up as myself and I just tell my friends, you know, this is what I use and this is why I like it. And this is what the business has done for me. And I try to do that as authentically as I can. And that's really what this business requires, is just for you to be you, and your friends and your family will be attracted to that. So all that to say, since joining, we've paid off, I think 2 credit cards now, and we're chipping away each month, paying off that debt. And we're using the extra just as a safety net for when things come up. So I just love to shout it from the rooftops because I truly can't believe that this is real life, that I get to be home with my kids and to earn an income and in this way. And it's really fun because I get to do it with these ladies. That's all.
Thank you, Elise. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes.
You are a busy mom. And not everyone on here is a busy mom, you know, but we are all really busy. We can all say that we're really busy. So can you give us an example of how you fit this business into your busy life?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've had 2 babies since I've joined. I joined when my middle son was, I think, 5 months old, and my youngest is now almost 6 months old. So, honestly, I work my business a lot of times when I'm nursing, when I'm feeding them, because that's guaranteed time. 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there throughout my day that I do that. I utilize nap time. I utilize bedtime. It really, I wish I can tell you that I have like a set, you know, way that I do it each day, but just because it's chaotic, I just use the pockets of time throughout my day that I have, and that's truly all I need for it to be successful.
Perfect. Thank you, Elise.
Yeah.
Kristen, how would you say that you would answer that question? Because when you started building up your business, you were working full time and you were also volunteering, probably full time as well, in different things. So, how would you say that you were able to build up a business working alongside a full time job enough to match your salary?
Well, if you know me at all, you know that I am a Rachel Hollis fanatic. And so her thing is if you want something, you go after it. You wake up an hour early, you make it work. And so at that time, I started getting up at 5 a.m. because I usually would get up at 6. So I started getting up at 5 a.m. I would do any reach outs, connections that I could. Then I would get ready for school, head off for school. And then during break time, because we did get little pockets of break time, I would answer questions if people were messaging me. I would do reach outs, I would do posts. And then after school, I tutored most days, volunteered at the church, did a lot of other stuff. And then in the evenings, if I had time, or if I didn't get something done during the day, I would do it right before I would go to bed. But I would say probably 45 minutes in the morning and then pockets here and there. But and if I missed the 45 minutes in the morning, I wasn't, oh my goodness, my business is going to fall apart. It was just, I'll figure it out throughout the day. And now I do basically the same thing because I got into that habit. And I teach Zumbini, which is Zumba for babies, birth to 4 years old. So I do that. And with the vocal classes here and there and all scattered, I literally have to fit it in between all the different things. So it's not just like, oh, I can set this chunk of time down because I don't work. Oh, I work. I just don't work a solid time now.
Okay. Awesome. Can I also ask you, Kristen, what hesitations did you have before joining?
Oh gosh. I don't sell things. I don't feel like I have a lot of friends. I did not ever want to be that girl. Like Elise said, I don't want people thinking that I'm reaching out and talking to you just because I have something. I want your money for my paycheck. We actually have a product that I really, really like. And so that's what I try to convey to people all the time. So I had lots and lots of hesitations. Nicole finally told me, if you can't stop thinking about it, you should at least say yes, and then you can say no in 60 days. And so I was like, I really couldn't stop thinking about it. I kept thinking, well, what if I was good at it? Like, what if I could talk to people? And what if I did make friends? And what if people did like me and we wanted to buy skincare or something? I don't know. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. Erica, what about you? What hesitations did you have before joining?
Well, like I said, I was feeling ready for a change. I feel like my story is different because I tend to jump into things and try them. But honestly, if it wasn't for that 60-day money back, I don't think I would have jumped in. But my sponsor, Brandy, we set up coffee to answer my questions. And I did have a lot of questions. I am very factual. So I was like, how long have you been in this business? How many business partners have you brought on? How much time do I need to do this? So I did give her a lot of questions. And I think what sold me was how honest Brandy was. And you could just see that the heart of Rodan and Fields and the heart of the people in this, they're very honest, they're chill. She's not trying to get something from me. She's trying to just like share. And I have been in another MLM where that was not the case. So that was probably my biggest hesitation now that I think about it, Nicole, because I was concerned that it would be like that other one. And all I can say is when I jumped in, the very first Rodan and Fields event I went to, like Kristen said, the community, like, I wanted friends too. I was like my first one of my friends that had like kids, and I'm like, no, I can't hang out with you. You know, it was just hard. So we had our first event at Morning Lavender Cafe in Tustin. I was able to bring my newborn because, again, breastfeeding. So that was like a huge win. And that's when I knew, I was like, this is different. I was like, everyone's having so much fun. This is so chill. So it ended up being amazing. And I had a reason to dress up and go out, you know, as a stay-at-home mom. And that was really nice. So my hesitation was that I wouldn't like it, that I wouldn't like the community or how they do events. I was really nervous to come to my first event. And after, I was like, I wish I invited 100 people because that was awesome.
I love that. Thank you, Erica. Thank you for that. Well, all that to say, I think you guys can kind of get the picture that, you know, we all had hesitations before jumping in, but truly the rewards of this business do outweigh those hesitations. And once you jump in and, you know, take that 60-day money back guarantee, you know, that little risk, it's totally worth it. And I think it's safe to say that our biggest regret now is that we didn't join sooner. But just in sharing this business opportunity with you, I want to open it up to questions in a second, but did want to share a few things that we have going on right now. Anytime is a great time to join this business, but specifically right now, because we actually have cash back incentives on our business kits right now. So with everything going on in the world right now, with the pandemic, Rodan Fields wanted to make it as easy as possible for you to get started in this business. And so they have offered cash back incentives for joining. All you have to do is sign up. You don't even have to sell anything, and you're guaranteed a cash back next month on your first paycheck. We also have a lot of other cash bonuses in this business where you can earn up to $5,000. in your first 6 months of business. We are launching a brand new product next month, and that is always a great time to join a new business, is right before a product launch, because it creates so much excitement and really helps you get off to an amazing start. We have a community that's ready to link arms with you and train you and show you exactly what to do to be successful, no matter what your goals are. We do have women that come into this business with different goals. We have women who come in here and they want just a shameless shopping fund, and we help them get that. We have women come in here and they're like, I want to retire my husband and retire myself from corporate America. So we help them do that. So whatever your goals are, as long as you're coachable, we will help you achieve your goals. We have, again, the cashback bonuses, and also an amazing rewards program where you can earn beautiful gifts from the company just for doing your job. We're talking really nice gifts too, like Nordstrom shopping spree, Apple products, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, lots of amazing things. And we also have a car program where if you hit a certain milestone in your business, you can earn a free white Mercedes of your choice. So lots of amazing things, along with building a life-changing income that you can do with this business. So I would love to open it up to questions now. I'll go ahead and stop recording now. That way